Well, we are halfway through the SSL minor division season. Two teams separating themselves from the pack. North Shore United on 18 points in first, and in second, Inter London on 16, with everyone else chasing behind. Hello, everyone. I am Metafiction. We are getting right into our first match of the day here. Athens FC hosting AS Paris. As I say, North Shore with a slight 2-point advantage on Inter London. That's due to the events of the previous match day, wherein North Shore defeated Montreal 5-3, while AS Paris, the visitors here today, managed to hold London to a draw 1-1 in the Thousand-Year Derby. How impactful will that be? We'll find out. But for the moment, it's Athens who will send in the corner. Ultimately, that one sent clear, but they do have another corner kick incoming. It goes in and headed clear by Mayhem. Was sending a free kick up to Norris. It is Norris who loses out to Scott here. Amavinga. There's a run from Coomer down, and it's blocked at the score. Scott with the rebound header. Lulu able to get under that. Athens' formation, I should mention, seems to be prioritizing that left flank. We'll have to see if that's effective or not. Here is Kerrigan, who sends it back to Amavinga with 1-2, and Nicholas Corrigan. Well, based on that, I'd say it is effective. Opening goal for Athens FC from Corrigan. Paris getting players in the way, but Corrigan able to find the hole in the wall. So Athens lead in the early stages, 1-0. Now Corrigan, the goal scorer, with a corner kick delivered. Headed away by Norris with Coomer down first to it. Through ball to Smallwood. Smallwood, the shot blocked by Kirkpatrick. Coomer comes in. That one will be headed behind on the opposite side for another corner kick. Athens piling on pressure early on here. Already have a goal, looking for another one. Headed out for Coomer down. Lind with the long ball, trying to get to Corrigan, and does. Amavinga at the end line. Looked to square it to Sterling Scott there in the center, but was denied by Lualua. Panda up to Coomer down. And a shot straight at Lualua results in another corner kick. Corrigan's delivery only finds the head of Inclon. Amavinga takes a touch and tried to fire it into the mast, and another shot from Kulishad. Both of them deflected. This one behind for a corner kick. Is Paris under immense pressure right now. Can only send it behind for another corner. They've been penned into their goal box for most of this 17.5 minutes so far. As that one ultimately headed clear, but only as far as Coomer down. Forced out to the corner flag, does find a player inside here. Panda to Kulishad, and a strong challenge by Shalezi to break up the move a little bit. Nathanai forced to reconsider. That free kick from Louis Duck only finds mayhem in the Paris defensive line, but the ball cut out by Corrigan, and now Camavinga comes forward, through a ball to Scott, and Scott denied by a deflection from Ryan Kirkpatrick. That corner kick finds Smallwood on the outside, and Lua holds on. 13 corners already, make that 14, as Corrigan stands over yet another one. And that header looped over the bar. A lot of set-piece chances for Athenai already. None of them able to count, though, as Kulishad puts the cross in. Nicholas Corrigan! And who needs corners when you have chances like that? Kulishad took the throw. Kummer down with a beautiful cross. Corrigan finding separation from Kirkpatrick and heads it past Lua for the 2-0. Kulishad stands over the free kick, right into the wall though. Gets the ball back to the end line, trying to cross again. And the header from Camavinga just gets it wrong. Well, it's been a comprehensive performance from Athenai thus far, punctuated by yet another corner kick here. Once again dealt with. We're down recycling a move, but it's ultimately forced back to Louis Duck. Camavinga. Aggressive pass to Smallwood. Corrigan lays it off for Scott. And Scott. Wouldn't have mattered anyway because Scott was offside. Still coming very close to putting that in the net. Cannoning off of the framework. Smallwood. Pass to Panda. Panda in the box. A diving save from Lua. And so yet another set piece for Athenai. Corrigan's delivery, and Lua claims. They've had a lot of set-piece chances thus far, 17 at this point. Haven't been able to make any of them count. Though with the score 2-0 at halftime, I doubt they'll be complaining. 20 shots, 9 of them on target for Athenai. Paris yet to have a shot. I would argue, perhaps yet to leave their own half. Such has the dominance been from Athenai thus far. Athenai with a hefty 2-0 advantage as we begin the second half, going left to right in the blue. Kulishad. And Camavinga. And what a shot from Nicholas Corrigan! And what a way to cap his hat trick. That shot just about came out of nowhere. Here's Camavinga. Corrigan from some distance, evading the challenge of mayhem, and strikes it just beautifully. So Athenai find themselves 3-0 up on Paris here, after a wonderful performance thus far by Nicholas Corrigan. Still, forward to Camavinga. Athenai not content with just 3 as Corrigan pushes that out to Panda. Smallwood! And it's a tip save by Kazenga Lua. Corrigan with another opportunity from the corner here. Delivered in. Headed down by a Paris defender and headed wide by Athenai. Lund now coming forward for AS Paris. This might be the first chance they've had all match. Cross it in, trying to find Quackleval the duck, but nothing doing, though Norris does have it. Norris had a shot, but sent it just wide. That throw into Corrigan was intercepted, and now here comes Quackleval, but intercepted by Kulashad. And into the middle. Finding the hat-trick scorer of Corrigan. Here's Scott. Camavinga. Smallwood in behind. And the challenge from Van Dorn, but it's not enough to prevent Sterling Scott from getting on the board. And some well-timed passing here. Smallwood had the opportunity, found the breach. The challenge from Van Dorn just put it right in the path of Sterling Scott. And Atheni have 4 here now to AS Paris' 0. Corrigan's touch betrays him as Norris gets the challenge in. Corrigan able to get to it again, though. Duck. Big series of passes. And that was a really powerful shot from Kulashad there. Ultimately came to nothing. With 20 minutes to play, Atheni have this all but wrapped up as Kulashad stands over the free kick. Once again, into the wall, headed in by Lind, but deflected behind again by Lualua. Oregon's delivery. Camavinga once again getting the header wrong. Camavinga through to Scott. Scott with the shot, but misses wide thanks to Lualua, so it will be yet another corner kick. I believe they are at 20 now for the match, possibly a little more. Once again, that delivery falls into the hands of Lualua. And I correct myself, that was actually their 21st corner of the match just then. A lot of set-piece chances for Atheni. None of them really able to find their target, but considering the scoreline, I don't think there's too much room for complaint. A comprehensive victory at home for Atheni FC as they take the 3 points at the expense of AS Paris. 4-0 the final there, courtesy of a hat trick from your player of the match, Nicholas Corrigan. Sterling Scott also weighing in the latter stages. 34 shots for Atheni, 14 of them on target, and an XG of 3.43. To assist there for Camavinga, despite not getting on the score sheet himself. So that'll do it for our first match. Once again, Atheni 4-0 over AS Paris, your result there. Next up, we have Inter London, one of the title, well, really the only title chaser behind North Shore, taking on Montreal United, who are still coming off of their defeat last time around at the hands of North Shore. Inter London once again tripping up away to Paris in their previous match, giving North Shore the advantage to open up a little bit of daylight. Will they be able to close the gap, I suppose, with a win here today? If they are to win, even so, they would need help in the form of North Shore drawing or losing. But for the moment, they can only control their own destiny, as here is Williams as London kicks off. The delivery headed clear, though, by Montreal. Through ball, looking for one of the strikers, Suzuki or 44, but finds neither. Williams opts to send it long. Suzuki heads down for Tucker. Tucker trying to through ball for 44, but no luck. This one headed down for Jerry, this time for London. Strong challenge by Spike Shaftwell. The referee has given a penalty. They are looking at it. No penalty given. Challenge by Shaftwell was clean, according to the video assistant referee. Certainly did look clean from where I'm sitting, but you never can tell with VAR. They do tend to see things we don't. Nunez's corner, meanwhile, handled by Williams. Headed down for Tucker, through to 44. A strong challenge by dives in a lot. The offside saving what would have been a fairly impressive goal there. I believe that was Suzuki taking the shot, but 44 offside regardless. Quick passing finds Schmidt. Smart gets the foot in. London now patient in their build-up. Smart. Now here's Kimoatu. Just keeps it in at the end line. Back to Nunez now. Here's Smart with a shot, letting it rip and forcing Williams to palm it over the bar. Nunez's delivery this time dealt with by Suzuki. Now Montreal working the ball to 44 in the box, squaring it at the end line. Schmidt can't get there. That could have been a real chance, and now London on the break here. Kimoatu dueling with Borat, and Borat with the foul. Borat into Suzuki, and 44 with an uncharacteristic miss. Well, that was an absolute sitter, but somehow it is still 0-0. For one of the league's all-time top scorers, the SSL's top scorers, that is. Kimoatu unleashing a shot, but it does go behind for a corner once again. He has his delivery now, and dives in a lot. Not far off, but off nonetheless. Ken getting it off the throw-in. Shoots from the edge of the box, and that was a little ambitious. Now a long ball from Elmas the Heretic in goal. As it falls to Williams, but 44 nicking the ball off of Williams. And now Williams in goal. Sending a ball of his own up the field. Williams to Williams as A.J. Williams of London heading it down for a teammate. Nunez on the near flank thinks better of it. Diving challenge from Schmidt to win the ball back from Montreal. It's over the top for 44. Bev Zinalot just able to make the intervention to concede only a corner here. Inter London again needing a win to try and close the gap here on North Shore. So far stymied by Montreal United, who have had more XG thus far. Tucker crosses to Suzuki. Suzuki could have gone themselves, but instead sends it back to Borat, who does win a corner. Schmidt sends in the corner, headed up into the air, back to Schmidt. Header battle, it settles with Montreal. Schmidt again, that pass off target. And you have to wonder why Suzuki, rather than going for the goal themselves, would try to find a teammate. Certainly points for altruism, but that was a huge opportunity there for Montreal, you have to feel. Nolan. And that one goes off the post, and another near miss for Montreal United. Well, as we enter halftime, it could easily be anything but 0-0, and yet 0-0 it is. Inter London being more or less outplayed by Montreal thus far. They're going to need a better result than this if they hope to catch up to North Shore. Meanwhile, Montreal hoping to try and make up some ground for the top two. Perhaps make a surprise title run of their own. Well, I don't suppose it would be a surprise per se, but given how the standings currently lie, it would be a little unexpected. Nevertheless, it is Montreal who start us off, as here is Ken trying to dribble around Williams, but cannot do so. Through ball to 44, squares it. Suzuki in great position, but Laurent able to put in the challenge. Zerhuni, through ball, 44, and 44 once again offside. Another throw in deep in Inter London's half. Here is Schmidt, who has a go, and that one behind for a goal kick. Montreal with a lot of chances, but haven't made any of them count yet, as Borat sends in the free kick. It does fall to 44. Ken trying to get around Jerry, but Jerry gets the foot in. Does fall to Bierman, though. Sends in the cross, and Elmas the Heretic there to claim. You have to wonder if these missed opportunities will come back to haunt Montreal as London come forward. Schweinsteiger out wide to Nunez. Chips it forward to Berbatov. Berbatov with a cross, and Smart. Header didn't have enough velocity on it, and it's right at Williams. Bit of a confusion in the side pass, and Suzuki ends up with it. Running forward now, squares it to 44, and once again, Owen 44 is offside. Berbatov with the free kick, whistling just over the bar. And it's Inter London's chance to miss a chance. Schmidt with the corner, settles with Tucker, who punts it forward to Schmidt again, and that one only finds the Heretic. Less than 30 minutes to go. Montreal with a bevy of chances, but can't convert any of them, as 44 got blocked immediately. Back up the pitch for Schmidt, but Williams blocking the cross. Again, pressured by Smart. Finds an outlet. Tucker! And another block by this Inter-London defense as Schmidt stands over another corner. Tucker. And 44 again. And this time it's Suzuki who's offside. Another chance coming forward, but this one disrupted by London. Nunez to Kimoatu. 20 minutes to play, more or less. The ball out on the far wing. Nunez with the cross. Williams can only parry it down, but it's ultimately dealt with. Bit of a scramble there as Tucker sends it clear. London trying again here. Schweinsteiger through to Berbatov. On the near flank for Williams. Williams with the cross. Headed into the back of the net by Dimitar Berbatov. Well, we wondered if Montreal would rue their missed chances, and it seems they are now. Inter-London haven't had many opportunities on goal, but this one they have taken. Berbatov rising over Borat and Zerhouni to head the ball past Williams. And a bit against the run of play. It is Inter-London 1, Montreal United 0. Well, they needed a win, and they seem to be having one now, assuming they can hold on to it for the next 20 minutes. Williams' pass intercepted, but he wins it back. Levere finds Nunez in space. Dribbling forward. He's off to Williams. Williams has a go and sends it over. Well, you think back to all of those chances, all of those movements where Owen 44 was offside. At least one preventing what would have been a certain goal. As Berbatov passing back to Smart. Smart shoots and wins the corner. Out of a dangerous opportunity there. You think back to all of those missed opportunities by Montreal, all the near misses. As Williams claims this one. And perhaps regrets starting to sink in on the Montreal bench for not taking their chances when they had them. As Inter-London now a bit in the ascendancy, starting to retain possession a little bit more as here is Nunez. Kimoatu taking the touch past Borat. Low cross, and Dimitar Berbatov, potentially with a brace, depending on what VAR says. Goal given, and this match might have just been put to bed. Well, it's a great touch by Kimoatu to create separation from Borat. Berbatov making the run at exactly the right time. We'll see the replay here. Berbatov in your bottom right, just played onside by Spike Shefwell. And so it is Inter-London 2, Montreal United 0. And Kimoatu has a go, forced over by Williams. Well, Montreal had the better of the two teams in the first half, but now it is firmly in Inter-London's corner. Nunez cross, headed away. A late corner kick for London and Nunez. Falls out to Jerry. Jerry dribbling past the defenders. And Nunez has a go. And Alexandre Laurent puts it home. Well, they've added insult to injury here. 3-0 the scoreline now. It was Nunez who actually crossed the ball to Laurent, and the header beats Williams. And Schweinsteiger has been forced off for London in the closing stages. Well, it was an unfortunate moment, but should be back to full strength by next match. Still in bit of a worrying moment there for Inter London fans, but they will at least get the 3 points today. Nunez with the cross in, headed clear, back to Williams. Williams takes the touch, and it's right at Williams. Schmidt dribbles forward. Montreal on borrowed time now. And Zerhouni has a shot, but kept behind by the Heretic. So there will be a corner kick, although at this stage I can't imagine it'll have too much of a bearing on the final outcome. As it's headed clear and the referee blows for full time. Inter London, despite being on the back foot for most of the first half, have come away with a famous victory here at home against Montreal United. A brace from Berbatov and Laurent with a header makes it 3-0 for Inter London. Berbatov, your player of the match for the 2 goals. Assists also by Nunez and Williams and Kimoatu. And Owen 44 had several really dangerous chances, but was offside far too often to make any of them count. And so it's London 3, Montreal 0. London doing their part to try and close the gap on North Shore, who will play later. But first, we see FC Kapstad taking on Cairo City. Both teams trying to chase those 2 leaders and assert themselves as potential dark horse candidates for the title. It's an offset 4-1-4-1, Ford playing right ahead of that left attacking midfielder Wagner. Cairo City with their 4-2-4 wide diamond, Yun and Torres starting up top. Cairo, in 4th after Athenai's victory earlier, will be looking to move back into being level on points with Athenai after today's matches. Cairo get us started, going left to right in the yellow and black, or brown, Torres. It was an ambitious pass for Super Hoops, but didn't quite come off. At like 2% with the throw-in. Can't get past Hayden. Visser sending it up the pitch. Yun getting to head to it. Long ball from Duncan Walrison for Kapstad. Heads down for Tortellini. Now Gorgon. Gorgon with the cross. Header looped up in the air. And Dabi Rube not challenged ultimately. Now Tortellini to Wagner in a lot of space, but a strong challenge there by Super Hoops. And it'll be a deep throw in for Kapstad. Ball back to Tortellini, who's forced out of the box there at like 2%. Wagner with the through ball. And it's Squidward Tortellini who puts Capstad up 1-0. Wagner found the pass back to Hunt, who sent it up to Tortellini, who was in excellent position to take advantage. How will Cairo respond to going down 1-0? Alturkis with a shot. That is how they will respond. My goodness, an absolute thunderbolt by Zeki Alturkis. Free kick found Torres. And Alturkis, having advanced a few yards, unleashed a brilliant shot. And Wallerson well beaten. It is Capstad 1, Cairo City 1. That was a fairly quick reply from Cairo. And now here is Wagner. Super Hoops cuts it out. Visser ultimately winning the ball. Again, trying to find Hayden, but gets the pass wrong. And now Ford in space and gets the finish completely wrong there. Had a lot of power behind it. Perhaps too much power. Pushed it forward to Super Hoops. Out wide to Alturkis, the goal scorer. Cross in. Headed clear by Cabral. Super Hoops winning the ball off of Phantomins there. And Cairo in possession once again. Wilhelm's daughter to Super Hoops, but the pass cut out by Phantomins and Ford there, but Cairo did win it back briefly, but Capstad with it now, as here is Gorgon. Tortellini. Gorgon squares it, and Wagner misses. Forward pass to Hayden. Now Super Hoops. Vanderben's closing down well to shut off that potential forward pass. Now Visser into the corner. Finds Alturkis. Pass to Majestic Bushtit. And that certainly was majestic in terms of the move that led up to it. Visser forced out wide here by Gorgon. And finds Alturkis, who pings in a great pass for Bushtit. And it is Cairo 2, Capstad 1. Well, Capstad had taken early control of this one, but it's Cairo who find themselves in the lead as at like 2% touch. Is a little loose, though Wagner heads it down. Ford shoots it right at Daviru. Chance for Capstad to pull even again through a corner by Gorgon. Sent clear ultimately by Anthony Lee. Morrison with the long ball. Headed down by Cairo. Torres Super Hoops to Hayden. Hayden has a shot. Wallerson able to parry that away. Corner in by Alturkis. And Wallerson able to pluck that out of the air before who could get to it. Phantomins into the center. Wagner forced out wide. Phantomins again. This pass cut out by Anthony Lee once again. Now here's Hayden. Super Hoops. Cross comes in. Headed off the bar there. I believe that was Jia Yun with a very near miss there. And that one, a free kick, courtesy of the foul by Wilhelmsdotter. Harrow, a bit of a slow start, but have started to really make some chances for themselves. But Capstad certainly not ones to be ignored here. As here is Tortellini, out wide to Gorgon. Hunt loses that to Hayden, but Gorgon intercepting the pass. Rube parries it. It fell to Tortellini. And Tortellini's shot blocked at the source, and it will be a corner kick. Headed down for Tortellini. Now Gorgon losing out, sent clear by Cairo. Capstad winning possession again. Bantabens perhaps onside. Seems to be onside. But it was a very tight window, and it was blocked behind by Rube. Gorgon sends the ball in, headed right off the hands once again of Dabi Rube. Gorgon tries from the other side. Wilhelmsdotter sending it as far as Tortellini. Tortellini in the box and wins another corner kick. Gorgon's delivery, headed over the bar. And now another chance for Capstad. Wagner, though, losing out to Wilhelmsdotter, but Ramos able to get to it. Vanderbilt sends in the cross. Hoog makes the interception, but at like 2% mops it up. Back to Gorgon. Off the bar. Another very near miss for Capstad. Well, that could very easily have been an equalizer if it had bounced just a little bit differently. Well, headed down for Hayden. Now here's Torres. Torres with the cross. And headed in by Jia Yun. A perfect interplay by the Cairo strike partnership. Torres delivering a great cross in to Jia Yun. Yun getting past Obranca and at like 2% to get the finish in. And it is FC Capstad 1, Cairo City 3 at the half. It's been a very competitive match thus far. FC Capstad with the advantage in terms of number of chances, but Cairo City making their chances. Promises to be a very exciting second half from South Africa. And it is Capstad who get us started in the second half, looking to undo this 2-goal deficit. Fantomens trying to find the striker in the middle, but can't do it. Ford unable to get onto the end of that one. Capstad trying to find a way through this Cairo press. Seem to have found one now as Wagner, never mind, heads back, passes back. Now forward, taking a touch past Wilhelmsdottir. Through ball to Gorgon. Gorgon shoots and wins the corner. Gorgon to take. Headed right at Rube again. Forward has a go. And wins another corner kick from the block by Visser. Tortellini heading it down for a teammate there. Tortellini was free, but Rube gets in front of it. Another corner for Kapstad. Gorgon delivers again. This one headed once again right at Dobby Rube. And another one. This one just goes over. Nervy moment for Cairo City, but able to avoid conceding on this occasion. Alturkis with the delivery at the other end for Cairo now, as Torres gets to it. Torres shoots, and it's right at Duncan Walrus. Kapstad are one of two teams, as Tortellini might have just gotten a second for Kapstad, depending on VAR's result here. No, it will not count. They thought they might have had a lifeline, and instead, Tortellini is just barely offside. That is a very close call to make. As I was about to say, Kapstad, one of two minor division teams in the SSL Cup quarterfinals, will have a tough task ahead of them. Schwarzwalder Fußballverein awaiting them in the round of 8. The other minor division team in the quarters, of course, being Inter London, who will be facing CF Catalunya in the knockouts. Two minor division teams have won the SSL Cup. London, the first one. Will they be able to repeat the feat as Hunt, with the free kick, deflected behind by Rube? Gorgon's corner, headed back behind. Time very much not on Kapstad's side. Cairo City in possession with less than a minute to play before added time. Pushed it, bringing the ball forward, cuts it inside to Torres. Torres finds Hayden. Now Alturkis. Alturkis! And another good save by Walrus. They've only had 1 minute of added time appended to the end here. And most of that is now gone. Visser. Gorgon cutting out the pass. Might have time for one more move here. Cross goes in. Dealt with. And the final whistle goes. FC Kapstad defeated at home by Cairo City, 3-1. It was Squidward Tortellini who opened the scoring on the day with a goal in the 9th minute. But from that point on, Cairo City absolutely clinical. Despite the 4.7 XG on offer from FC Kapstad, it is Cairo City who have scored 3 goals on this occasion. It was a strong performance in a losing effort by Gorgon, but Dobby Rube will be named your player of the match. Goals, of course, by Jia Yun, Majestic Bushtit, and Zeki Alturkis. So 3-1 to Cairo City. That will put them once again level on points with Athenai FC. Now we move on to our final match of the day, which will see Seoul Mythic FC hosting North Shore United. North Shore currently leading the SSL minor division going into today's matches. at the moment, Inter London will be on top by 1 point, but will that hold after this match? Is once again a narrow look for Seoul, focusing all of their players in the middle, and North Shore with their asymmetrical 4-2-3-1 that they have put to such good use over the seasons. Inter London hoping for a draw for North Shore away from home against Seoul, or better yet, a Seoul victory. Snooks, though, coming forward, crosses in. Rashford, the second's header, loops into the air and was caught by Neuer. Lopta. Now here's Neymarinho. Shot didn't have much velocity behind it. It does seem the gameplay for this Seoul side is to clog up the middle as much as possible. It does give them an incredible numbers advantage in midfield that does pay off here as they win the ball. Nagatora Maradona squaring to Staines, but Staines shoots over. And it does give them a numerical advantage in the center at the cost of being a little more exposed than they would otherwise on the wings, as North Shore taking advantage of that through Neymarinho. Cross comes in, headed down, and Neuer able to get the kick saved. Zizou Lopta with the delivery, headed over the bar. Neymarinho switching play as Lopta trying to punt it forward. Maldonado on Maros, now Neymarinho. Through ball to Casual, and Casual shoots it well over. Yore. Forced back. Now our Maros. Switching play now. Lopta with it, and Casual from nearly point blank, but was offside. Nagatora Maradona delivers the corner kick. Shot from Hawkins there blocked. Lopta with a diving challenge, and Rashford bringing it forward now for North Shore. Lopta lays it off for Maldonado, who sends in the cross. And the shot from Santos Neymarinho. And that is 1-0 to North Shore. Well, it's very good thinking by Lopta to lay it off to Maldonado, who puts it in a brilliant cross, it has to be said. And Neymarinho finishing it perfectly. Now can Seoul respond on the corner? Paul lays it off. And it was a shot by Baraka Aloisi that is tipped behind for another corner. Paul again, this time has it going south. And not quite as close. Snooks now. Low cross, trying to find Casual. It does, but Casual dispossessed, but gets it back. And a Neuer save once again. Snooks with the corner. Finds its way back to Gerard. Lopta. Rashford heading it forward for Armaros. He does put in the cross. Casual. Can't get to it, but does now. And that pass intercepted by Paul. It's back Jero with the long ball to the opposite flank. Finds Lopta. Lopta lays it off. Rashford the second with a huge chance, and the put back by Casual over the bar. Well, that was a wide open opportunity for Miko Rashford the second that just went begging. Lopta now with the corner up into the air, and Sherwood clearing the danger for the moment. Maldonado into Snooks. Gerard. Now Maldonado back to Lopta. Lopta with the cross. Rashford the second is offside. And that is how we will end the first half. North Shore making good their advantage with a 1-0 lead away to Seoul Mythic FC. As it stands, would reassert themselves 2 points ahead of Inter London at the top of the standings. North Shore getting us started in the second half, going right to left in all white. As that cross from Maldonado could have been dangerous if it had found Casual or Rashford, but instead only finds Neuer. Neymarinho. Up to Lopta, in the box, dangerous position, squares it to Yore, and Tata Yore makes it 2. Well, we've only just begun the second half here, and North Shore immediately coming out of the break as fired up as ever. Lopta in a dangerous position, managed to show the patience for Yore to make the run and get in the correct space. And Tata Yore driving the ball into the net. Lopta. And Gerard is offside there. Quick passing finds Staines. Staines making a run. Jera, though, getting in a strong challenge. Lopta. Maradona trying to close down. Long cross from Maldonado, with Neuer tucking it off of the head of Neymarinho. Maradona finds the through ball for Staines and somehow misses far post. Perhaps put off by Von Bismarck in goal, but for whatever reason does miss. Hawkins trying to find Maradona, but only gets to Maldonado. Jero. Armaros dispossessed by Staines there. A little bit of life in Seoul at the moment, as here is Maradona dribbling forward. Gerard able to close down. Pass back to Garfield, though, not strong enough, and Lopta sends it the other way. Now here's Yore. Yore gets to the end line, sends in the cross, and Charles Andrew Simon Utley Abara Lunga, Casual for short, has made it 3-0 to North Shore. was a mouthful for me, and he's been a handful for North Shore, or excuse me, for Seoul. Has been offside a couple of times already, but does finally stay on side long enough to score a third for his team. Casual now. Lopta gets past Garfield, into the box, point blank by Zizou Lopta. And the floodgates have well and truly opened here. Casual crossed the ball to the opposite side of the field. Lopta dribbling deftly past Garfield. And a brilliant finish to confirm the fourth goal of the day for North Shore. Nagatoro Maradona plays the 1-2 with Hawkins. And back. And it's a long shot by Danny Paul. And it doesn't quite come off this time. With 20 minutes to play, and North Shore firmly in the driver's seat. Don't look like dropping points today, and will most likely be moving back to first in the table. Lopta crosses. Neymarinho swears it to Casual, and that's 5 for North Shore. What more can you say about this move? It's a great vision to find Neymarinho. Great vision by Neymarinho to find Casual. Maldonado now from North Shore, sending it back. Down for Snooks. Snooks! Well, Seoul have well and truly been hit for 6 by this. What a statement by North Shore. Staking their claim to top spot in the division in emphatic fashion. A great shot by Snooks. And with 15 minutes to go, now 10. North Shore 6, Seoul 0. Well, at this point, you'd have to think even a goal might be enough to call a moral victory, as Paul's shot blocked by the foot of Van Bismarck. But you have to think Seoul, hoping at this point, perhaps, just to break the clean sheet. Winning probably out of the question at this stage, as Paul tries the corner, gets it back, and is dealt with by the North Shore defense. Time winding down on a well-worked North Shore victory. 6 goals to 0 away to Seoul Mythic. 5 different goal scorers, Casual with a brace, Neymarinho, Yore, Lopta, and Snooks all also weighing in during the proceedings. But it is Lopta who will get player of the match. 6 clear-cut chances we saw there just for a moment. A day to forget for Seoul at home. Lopta with a goal and an assist. And as I said, 6 clear-cut chances, most on the team. And that will certainly help the goal difference for North Shore. Well, that will do it for us today on Matchday 8. Before we go, as always, let's take a look once again at the results and the standings as they stand. Ath and I, in our first match of the day, with a strong 4-0 victory over AS Paris. Nicholas Corrigan with the hat trick there. Inter London with a 3-0 victory over Montreal to try and close the gap on North Shore. Cairo City winning 3-1 away to FC Kapstad. 3 goals unanswered there, and of course, we just saw North Shore United with 6 goals, reasserting their 2-point lead. Well, that'll do it for me. Thank you so much for joining us once again. This has been Metafiction. Until next time, take care.